Welcome, everyone. It is so wonderful to have you here with me today. If you are new to the channel, get comfortable and settle in. I'm Susan. I have spent over 20 years working in financial planning with a specialty in Social Security strategy, and I have helped thousands of retirees navigate the maze that is the Social Security Administration. I have sat across the kitchen table from worried seniors who thought they were doing everything right. I have made phone calls to the SSA that lasted 2 hours, and I have watched people leave hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on the table simply because nobody told them what they were entitled to. Today, we are going to have a very important conversation. We need to talk about money you might be missing. Specifically, we need to talk about Social Security credits and benefits that the government does not advertise, that your neighbor probably does not know about, and that could be sitting there waiting for you to claim them. Here's the reality of Social Security in 2025. The system is massive. It pays out benefits to over 70 million Americans every single month. But the rules are complicated. There are over 2,700 rules governing Social Security benefits, and most people know maybe 5 of them. If you are lucky, I have seen it happen too many times. A widow who did not know she could switch from her own benefit to her late husband's higher survivor benefit. A divorced woman who had no idea she could collect on her ex husband's record, even though they had not spoken in 15 years. A couple who claimed at 62 and left over $100,000 in lifetime benefits on the table because nobody explained how the system actually works. So grab a notepad, maybe pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let me walk you through the 5 most ignored Social Security credits that could be putting money back in your pocket. These are benefits that people qualify for every single day but never claim because they simply do not know they exist. Let's start with credit number 1, and this is the big one. Delayed retirement credits. I cannot tell you how many people I meet who think that 62 is the magic number. They hit 62, they file for benefits, and they think they are being smart by getting their money as soon as possible. But here is what the Social Security Administration does not put on a billboard. For every year you delay claiming benefits past your full retirement age, which is 67 for most people now, your monthly benefit increases by 8%, not 2%, not 5%, 8% guaranteed with no market risk whatsoever. Let me put that in real dollars for you. Say your benefit at full retirement age would be $2,000 per month. If you wait until age 70 to claim, you would receive $2,480 per month instead. That is an extra $480 every single month for the rest of your life. Over 20 years of retirement, that adds up to over $115,000 in additional benefits. And here's the part people miss. Those delayed retirement credits also get applied to your survivor benefit. So if you are married and you are the higher earner, delaying could mean a bigger check for your spouse after you pass away. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Susan, I need that money now. I get it. Not everyone can wait. But if you have savings you can draw from, or if you are still working part-time, consider whether delaying even 1 or 2 years might make sense. That 8% annual increase is better than almost anything you will find in a savings account or bond portfolio. Credit number 2 is one that shocks people when I tell them about it. Ex-spouse benefits. Let me ask you something. Were you married for at least 10 years before getting divorced? If the answer is yes, you might be eligible to collect Social Security benefits based on your ex-spouse's earnings record. And here's the part that really surprises people. Your ex will never know. The Social Security Administration does not notify them. It does not reduce their benefit by a single penny. And it does not affect their current spouse's benefits either. To qualify, you need to have been married for at least 10 years, you need to be at least 62 years old, you need to be currently unmarried, and your own retirement benefit must be lower than what you would receive as an ex-spouse. If you qualify, you could receive up to 50% of your former spouse's full retirement benefit. I met a woman last year who was living on her own small Social Security check of about $900 per month. She had been divorced for 25 years and never thought twice about her ex-husband. When I asked about her marriage history, it turned out she had been married for 14 years before the divorce. Her ex-husband had been a high earner. She was entitled to an ex-spouse benefit of nearly $1,400 per month instead. She had been leaving $500 per month on the table for years simply because she did not know to ask. If you are divorced, Call Social Security and inquire. You will need your marriage certificate and divorce decree. The worst they can say is no. Credit number 3 is absolutely critical for anyone who has lost a spouse. Survivor benefits. When your spouse passes away, you do not automatically get switched to the right benefit. You have to know what you are entitled to and you have to ask for it. As a surviving spouse, you can receive up to 100% of your late spouse's benefit if you wait until your full retirement age for survivor benefits. You can claim a reduced survivor benefit as early as age 60 or age 50 if you are disabled. And here's the strategy that most people miss entirely. You can claim one benefit first and then switch to the other later. For example, if your own retirement benefit is smaller than your survivor benefit, you could claim your own retirement benefit at 62 and let it be. Then, at your full retirement age, you switch to the higher survivor benefit. Or you could do it the opposite way. Claim survivor benefits early and let your own retirement benefit grow with those delayed retirement credits I mentioned until age 70. Then switch to your own higher benefit. This kind of strategic claiming can mean tens of thousands of extra dollars over your retirement. But the Social Security Administration is not going to volunteer this information. They answer questions. They do not give personalized advice. Credit number 4 is one that helps families in specific situations, and it often goes completely overlooked. Child in care spousal benefits. If you are caring for a child who is under age 16 or a child of any age who is disabled and receiving benefits on your spouse's record, you may be eligible for spousal benefits even if you have not reached age 62. Let me say that again because it surprises almost everyone. There is no minimum age requirement for child and care spousal benefits. If your spouse is receiving retirement or disability benefits and you are at home caring for their eligible child, you could receive up to 50% of your spouse's primary insurance amount right now. And unlike regular spousal benefits, these child and care benefits are not reduced for early claiming. You get the full amount regardless of your age. This can make an enormous difference for families where one parent has had to step out of the workforce to care for a child with special needs. I worked with a couple a few years back. The husband had retired at 62 due to health issues. Their adult daughter, who was disabled, lived with them. The wife was only 56 and had stopped working to care for their daughter full time. She assumed she would have to wait until 62 to receive any Social Security. When I explained the child and care spousal benefit to them, they were stunned. She had been eligible for years and did not know it. Credit number 5 is small in dollar amount but important in principle: the lump sum death benefit. When a Social Security beneficiary passes away, the surviving spouse or eligible children may be entitled to a one-time death benefit payment of $255. Now, I know $255 does not sound like much, and honestly, it is not. That amount was set in 1954 and has not been increased since, even though funeral costs have gone from about $700 in the 1950s to over $8,000 today. But here is why I include it on this list. So many families do not claim it because they do not know it exists, or they assume the funeral home handles it. The funeral home does not handle it. You have to apply yourself, and you must apply within 2 years of the death. It requires a phone call to Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. You will need the deceased person's Social Security number and a death certificate. It takes about 15 minutes. And while $255 is not going to change your life, it is money you are entitled to. Why leave it unclaimed? Now let me give you an action plan. Here is what I want you to do after watching this video. First, check your earnings record. Create a My Social Security account at ssa.gov if you have not already. Look at your estimated benefits. Make sure your earnings history is accurate. Second, review your marital history. If you were ever married for 10 years or more and are now divorced or widowed, investigate whether you qualify for ex-spouse or survivor benefits. Third, think about timing. If you are approaching retirement age, run the numbers on delaying. Even one extra year can make a meaningful difference in your monthly check. Fourth, look at your family situation. If you are caring for a minor child or a disabled adult child, find out if child and care benefits apply to you. Fifth, if you have recently lost a loved one, call Social Security about the lump sum death benefit before that 2-year window closes. I know this is a lot of information, I know the Social Security system can feel overwhelming and confusing, but knowledge is power. And the more you understand about what you are entitled to, the more money stays in your pocket where it belongs. If you found this information helpful, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. I am dedicated to helping you navigate Social Security with confidence. And hit the like button if you are going to check your benefits after this video. In my next video, I am going to talk about the Social Security Fairness Act and what it means for government retirees. If you or your spouse worked for a government agency, you absolutely cannot miss that one. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You deserve every dollar you have earned. Now go get it. Take care, everyone.